The ball of pyramid exits in the wound of a scavenger hunt and makes it go into the boom hunt, and everything else goes into the idea of boom hunting, and everything else, ideas, booms, and everything else throws into the ideas of booms. So it comes back with the scavenger mixing up things without any pleasure of the circumstance, and everything else throws into the idea of making the jumps through the hoops, and everything else hoops into the jumps, and everything else booms into the... And then, the destruction of everything comes from the conclusion of everything else. So within that structure of everything else, even in my own prime suspect of confessing and apologizing and everything else, it comes clear, the idea, the structure, the manhole of everything comes back without an instinct of instigation, no situation, no understanding, no breaking, no pyramid, no scheme, no idea, no thrusting, nothing. It all comes back without a pale horse of existence that comes without the pale horse of existence that comes without the pale horse of man, and everything else in the structure of, okay, Mom, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Very simple, fast one.
Okay.
You said the apology would get answered.
Uh-huh.
No one has sent a message back, Mom.
Nobody sent a message back?
No, none of the three.
Okay, well, give it time.
Okay, but why do you think they would if now? I mean, it's been a while.
Uh-huh. Well, sometimes, you know, they think about stuff, you know, and they think about it, and
well, what did it mean to any of them? I sent it to only 3, obviously. I didn't send it to Martha, because
yeah.
Fucking not a good
I
idea.
know. Yeah, well, okay.
Not to avoid her, just to, you know.
Okay, you said what it meant to them?
Yeah, if it meant anything.
Okay.
If they read it.
They read it.
Okay, well.
Well, you know, okay.
Just a simple yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
What did it mean?
Okay. Was it to all 3 of them?
Well, to any of them.
Okay. Well, one of them thought, well, that was really nice.
Okay, next one.
Okay, the next one thought, okay, send an apology, but why now?
Okay.
Okay.
Next one.
The next one thought, well, I've got to answer back, but I don't know how to. You know, it's like there's confusion there.
Confusion?
Yeah, but you'll hear something. I know you will. I feel it. I know it.
Okay. Closed door. I got it. Closing door. I got it.
Close the door?
No, I'm closing the door. I got it.
Okay. Do you understand it, though?
Yeah, whatever. Confusion and thank yous. Okay, least suspectful thought. Everything else goes into the circumcision of ideas that comes without ideas that proscumates, and everything else that comes without throwing itself in the stakes of maker and everything else, the murmurs of things. And so we come back without thought, without extinguishment, and everything else throwing itself to the oblivion of thought, and everything else throwing itself to the oblivion of ideas, and everything else. And so, since the beginning of this semester, the ideas have come without the promiscuous thought of ideas that come without statutory rape. So everything else comes without the ideas of arms and bigots, and everything else that comes without the ideas that the circumstance and thought, and everything else that comes without the ideas of race and tolerance, and everything else that comes without breaking balls. So we break balls, we ideas, and then collapse, and everything else comes without throwing itself into sticks and forms and ideas that comes without chickens and bats and everything else. So we come back to the idea of apology, sacrifice, thought, martyrdom, everything else, sarcasm, cynicism, everything else, Mars, threats, ideas, force, weak, non, irksome, everything else. And so the mustache, the chin, the forearm, the stretch, the idea, the tolerance, the audio, the maker, the idea, and everything else comes without thought and presence and ideas that comes without crimson ideas and Mars and red dreams and everything else that comes without I'm gonna make this everything count, and everything counts in a basket of thought that comes without thoughts, and everything else comes without thoughts, and everything else, and everything will go by, and everything will come without a stronghold of perceptions and ideas that can't come into the prospect of everything else, because obviously within this prospect everything doesn't make any sense. So the eyelids, the eyelashes that go into your eye, that massacre your eye, and everything else that itches, the form of ideas that come with a bloody nose that a dog hears, and a dog sees, and a dog feels, and a dog licks. I'm closing it. Ideas that can't come without a far stretch of everything else throwing itself to the ideas of Mars and and so I need, and so I... How about you answer me? I'm not going to answer you. Okay. So today I'm talking to you guys. Adriana, how's it going? Hi Tito. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Letty, and Karen, and Waffles, and... Oh, hello. Nice to meet you too. So I want to make a clear idea right here, since I'm first meeting you guys right here in this second day of school right now. Okay, I just was talking to this other guy right now. Oh, I could have walked out with him, but I saw Adriana here. I wanted to say hi, you know, and make my own perception, and throw ideas that come without the double steel imperial dragon of myself that watches you as you sleep, every single inch of you. Yeah, the double steel imperial dragon. You're gonna see every aspect of everything come without prospects, and everything else comes without perception. So your intimidation's gonna be pretty easy to find now, because I'm gonna see it every day. Oh yes, I'm gonna see it every day. All of you. Your intimidation's gonna fall apart like the back ass of a clown that tries to smile. You're not gonna see your nose anymore, not the red nose, not the idea nose, not everything else nose. I know, but I can't see it. So I'm gonna make the flower bask in your presence of a flower sun, and everything else going with the puncture of an idea that comes without thoughts. So I'm gonna make it clear. Any of you here want to ever talk to anybody, you're gonna find a clear inspection of everything come through me. But you're not going to see me, because you probably won't let your limits of solitude come to me. But it's okay, your solitude needs to be existing. So of course I can't put you down. In your aspects of thought, you have to create yourself. So I'm going to let you. The basking glory of everything comes without thoughts, so you're going to break. You're going to break every second. You're going to break every second. That's what you're going to do. You're going to break every second. But you won't ever come to me to fix that breaking, because you don't need to. The aspect of integral thought and everything else needs no answering. So I see the clown, the image, the pimples on the nose, and everything else, so I don't need anything from you. But do you need anything from me? Maybe you'll close everything into the doors of closets, and that's all you need. Bomb. And then you try to break everything else into clear ideas. But you can't get it anymore, can you? You can't get it anymore. You can't even open a door anymore. Well, you know, it's nice meeting you. It's nice meeting your little friend here, too. Sorry, I probably haven't talked to you too much. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be like Godzilla and his cannons and his fingertips and knees and everything else and toes, and you're gonna see exactly how it fires everywhere, bam, like crazy, maniacal thoughts of canonical thought. They come without mind visions of clear ideas, because clear ideas aren't going to make clear without our own beliefs and views being accepted by other people, but also being known by other people. So you have to know the aspects of everything that comes without a single centerpiece. So your centerpiece will be known. Everything will be known through me. But through you, maybe. Maybe my eyes don't need eyeglasses. Maybe your eyes don't need suspenders. Maybe everybody's eyes don't need anything. So we're going to see the hairs on your chest and your hair and the nose on your chinny chin chin and everything else throw into the basking aspect of throwing skins and everything else throwing into the basking sense of everything else. So I'm here to introduce myself. And the thought of everything going into your own perceptions today will come without dismay. You'll clear your day today. All of you will clear your day. You'll come back home. Ah, yes, as I droll along home, I'm going to see exactly all of you today within the image of spherical thought. It's going to begin at the end and come to the beginning. So I'm going to see the end of this day right now, the end of this statement. Everything will come clear at the end of this catalog of conversation within my own tongue, and then everything else will come at the end, so that the beginning comes at the beginning and the end comes at the end. So maybe we'll see that we're going to see the end at the beginning instead, and we're going to see the throwing stick, the idea of forms and everything else come into the adorning thought of a heart. So I begin by the end, and I won't come again. because you're going to see it, and I'm going to not become it this time. I have to apologize for my semblance of character today because I haven't gotten over my past yet. Sunday I was introduced to a man, an okay man, not great, not somebody I'd probably throw into my integrity and throw every basking sense of catalog, but then again, the only catalog I can see is part of my brother, every sense of the guy who protects me, and the people that protect me. Not because I need protection totally, but I will say this. I will say an integral part of my friendship capacity with most people isn't made from the integration of our characters together from one thing, but the integration of our characters together from accepting all the other things. And it may not be coming from your sarcasm or cynicism, which many of you may have. I don't have too much sarcasm and cynicism. I have just a character that kind of says, I like old comedy styles. The old Little Rascals, the old Our Gang collection. I have those, of course. And I have boasting thought of everything, except my ego. I don't boast my ego. I actually try to solve arguments rather than boast egos, because arguments are made to solve problems, not boast their egos. But of course we're going to see the exact zero that you're going to come without the intolerance of a Godzilla attack through Tokyo and everywhere else in Japan, and the whole world, for example. The final wars of Integral Saga won't come without the building aspects of a pyramid. So you're going to see exactly the constant idea that comes through my mind. I question things. It may not be the basking aspect of a character you'd want to see out your entire life because you don't like critical thought constantly. Oh no, that's a cynical characteristic. Of course, being cynical itself isn't being critically thinking. So in fact, the whole aspect of critical thought doesn't come with cynicism or sarcasm. It comes within the individual aspect of critical thought. It can't come through at anything else, because if it comes without the derriere of everything else, then you won't even question things. The critical thought doesn't even come without a pyramid of ideas that come without something else, and without the wall of a block of a box and everything else, because I don't come within a sphere of a box. I come within a sphere of a identity that comes within a sphere of a 5-year-old, that comes within a sphere of not knowing that I could accept my idea of becoming politically active, because I don't need to be in an office to be that. In fact, I believe a 5-year-old has more ideas of what politics is about than any 50 or 60-year-old. So I break the box every time and make it come back without the past of a vertical fist. And I'm going to make every vertical psychoplasm of thought come within your aspect. So, your ideas come without any aspect, don't they? The sexual universe of you is probably bigger than the idea verse of you, or everything else verse of you. But that's okay. It's good. You don't need anything else. The turning box of a screw won't fix your life now, because you can't fix it without that knife anymore, without that knife of center. The knife of center that goes through every single thing, every single mirror, every single integral idea, because you can see it. You can see it. Every single thing, you can see it. You can make every mirror of your life if you want. If you want. Of course, you can accept a certain mission, a month's mission, a few months of your life wasted mission, because that's what I've heard, the admission of guilt from most people, because I haven't forgotten my past yet. But it's very easy to forget your past, supposedly, but also it can come back to haunt you within a bigger aspect throughout a year's emptiness of it. So if it comes back to haunt you in that big aspect, like a mirror of centrifuge that comes without thought, then it's going to attack you very simply. And that's what it did to me. So I'm making it simple to all of you. If any of you are going to talk to me afterwards, maybe not, maybe everything else will sort of throw itself upon me and make it go basking like a centrifuge that doesn't make anybody clockwork orange, or clockwork backwards, or clockwork forwards, or anything else for that matter, because you're going to see ideas throw through your scope of ideas that make you go backwards and forwards and make you simply aspect through the time of your ideas and go, maybe I'm blocking something. But I know I am, so I'm making it very simple on you right now, all of you. You're going to see blocking, but you're not going to see blocking the same way you'd think. Because see, right now, it looks like I'm accepting a lot more things right now, but if you actually pay attention, very simply, you'll see the identity of me breaking. So you're going to see exactly each thing that I could do within all your lives can break me even further. So I'm going to see exactly the bloody murder of my life come without you as friends. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. But you're going to see exactly why you never penetrated the universe of me earlier. You're not supposed to. This is going to be a month's work of friendship, and it's going to break after that. Very simply, very idealistically, the way it's supposed to. Not with a camouflage of martyrdom, because there's no such thing. You can't call somebody a martyr if they're a martyr. Nobody was recognized as a martyr, ever in their lifetime. If anything, nobody was ever recognized. In fact, everyone was sabotaged and turned against because of them supposedly being a martyr. Of course, a martyr actually has to leave an impact on the world. So in fact, nobody has been a martyr. Because nobody has left that big of an impact, everyone has been turned against, or not believed. So there's no such thing as a martyr unless somebody, in fact, leaves a complete impact instinctually on people, makes people turn to their instincts more. Their very basic instincts. And not just only their basic instincts, but also their spherical instincts above in their top mind, which means they question things. So basically, all their instincts of the three centrifuges of the mind will come together and break the batassel of everything else in the world. So in fact, you would actually have to say that you couldn't even come to the circumference of understanding to say, this guy's a martyr, or this girl's a martyr, or this person's a martyr, or this thing is a martyr, because it couldn't be even explained, because you would spend more time critically thinking. You wouldn't be able to even establish them as a martyr. So if in fact you break up your whole aspect of things, you would catalog the person. So cataloging the thing already breaks down that he is not a martyr, she is not a martyr, they are not a martyr, because they could be a martyr if you catalog them. You can't catalog something that actually has centrifuged your life to actually not base everything off instinct and continually critically think. Because if you continually critically think, you wouldn't critically think about them. Why would you? It would be more important to understand their message. And obviously, if their message is so important, you would actually use that message to integrally continue a life. So you wouldn't worry about what they did personally. You would continue the message, and you would spread it even bigger. So a martyr would actually influence you to not become a martyr, but appreciate the message so much so that you would break even more. Because you would need to. You wouldn't need to go back and look at the circumference of the idea that it came from. You would look forward with the idea that you've made every brisking idea that throws into the state of affairs. Because you wouldn't need to look back. So I'm going to make this simple. I have not come to that point yet. If anything, I've probably broken myself down even further to not understand any bloody thing that comes in front of me. So if a bloody murder happens in front of me today, or tomorrow, or anywhere else, I won't be able to understand it. So I'm breaking this down evenly. If any of you ever come to me and directly want a response for why I write blogs the way I do, you're never going to get a real answer from me. Not because I don't know, I don't want to admit how I feel. It's because I don't know what I feel. And I might come within a circumference of understanding what I feel, but I'll probably break down even further so you won't even see it. So you'll become the aspect of a centrifuge of a mini chip, a microchip that you can't even see anymore, that you'll go, what the hell is that? Destruction, maker, thought, idea that doesn't come without a single aspect of ideas. So I'm coming back with a single idea and verb. I care about you guys simply because I've just made a instinctual speech within a very arranged aspect. Arrangement can come within a 1/6 second. So I'm breaking it down very simply. I hope to not elude any of your characters at all, or push you down into a rabbit hole, or a well, or anything else for that matter, because you probably wouldn't get out. You create your own lives, of course, and you've probably created an idea of what you think about everything else around you. So you're probably going to surround your ideas around me. And if you do that, you better not talk to me too much. I don't want to have rabbit fins on my ears or anything else, or be a dolphin in the wind. You know, you gotta create your aspects correct, but you can't throw it on me and disrespect me, because I don't disrespect you by bringing up my ideas. And if I do, then you've created that emotion in your head, and the emotional aspect and the substance in your mind, not within me telling you, because I want to directly tell you that. That's very disrespectful. In fact, just as much as you being disrespectful by basing it off your floating ideas that come within something else. So, in fact, your basis of thought only comes within the aspect of something else. It doesn't come within the aspect of you, because if it came within the aspect of you, you wouldn't have to reference something else. I reference my own identity as a 5-year-old, saying to myself I don't feel represented by the politics or the world, so I'm going to create my own position of thought. And if it comes within the aspect of other people, then I all of a sudden say, wait, I do feel represented. So then that represents me. And if it doesn't represent anybody else, or a majority of people, fuck that. Then I'm going to throw myself into the rabbit hole of wooden sticks and wooden swords. And you're going to see exactly what the Lords worried about when they were in the 1500s, or 1300s, or 1200s, or the BCs. And you're going to see what China's alliteration of Buddhism can come to when it comes within the aspect of Marcello's identity. The double steel imperial dragon that watches you as you sleep. You won't see the identity come within the aspect of Marcello, like a harmonica or an accordion throwing itself into the stick stones. So you're going to see the identity come within the aspect. And so we begin again within the throttle thrust of a Tuscan raider. And I'm going to make it simple. All of you can be my friends if you want to, but you have to accept that this speech is a continual aspect of my reverberating mind. So my vibrations are not going to quit that easily. Not this simply. You can't break me right now. You can break me in the future when I actually learn my lesson, but my lesson can't be learned from other people right now. I can't be learned from others. Not because I don't accept other people's lessons, but because nobody else would accept my lessons. So in fact, the problem is that we can't work off each other. I have to work off you putting me down constantly. The entanglement of that, very annoying, very aspect downgrade, so I don't see any understanding of that. Even though you expect me to respect you, and you actually put up people that probably would agree with me if they were alive. In fact, since they were alive, they probably did say the same things I did. So the same aspect comes within the prospect of, well, you got it from him. No, I didn't. I got it from me. And if you think I got it from somebody else, fuck you, because you can't see the integral thought of my mind gardening its own weeds and taking out anything else that stinks of lies. And I'm going to break my own aspects with them basking sun. And if you don't see it, they're going to not see the double steel imperial dragon base his own aspects off his own life. And my own life cannot be categorized because of my rationale to say that I substituted everything. I did not substitute things. I create my own life, and I egregiously agonize over your own. So the only reason I'm doing this is because of your agonization over your life. And if you think I'm going to break down in tears because of my life, because I didn't get anywhere, you're fucking amazing. Because I'm going to throw the aspect of an 81-year-old in your eyes, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter how inches close I am, I'm going to break and bask and make my demands and make my life up until the point where I don't have a chance. Because I'm never going to give up on my life. And if you do, you're breaking your own balance of throwing your ideas into the thrusting stone of a hoisting rod. And you can't even see that because you're going to break me down more. Break me down more. Yeah, come on. Come on, soldier. You can break every aspect of an Armenian soldier, but you can't break your own thought into an Argentinian or an Italian double steel imperial dragon that watches you as you sleep. So you're going to see exactly the throwing stone of an idea. Curly hair won't fix me right now. But I certainly can see all of you have your own aspects in life, so I'm basing it off of a throwing idea, a throwing stone. I have to cement my life right now. So, if you want to join me, join me. If you want to close the door on me, you can close the door on me. I don't mind. I won't take it personally, because I've seen it before, and you might as well not say anything to me about my personal views and beliefs and anything else. You might as well just empty the corral. Empty the carousel and not join the ride. But if you want to join the ride, you're going to join it all the way. Not continually accept my views. No, I'm looking for a machine. But I'm not looking for somebody who could be cynical and sarcastic towards my views either. Because if you want to be that, you might as well ride on another stoker over there. You're going to find another carousel down the way. Have your fun. You can pay attention to me and ride my carousel for a little bit and enjoy the ride. If you don't enjoy it too much, you can leave. There's no sustenance to stick around. But there's enough to say that you can find a firework in it. And maybe you'll find many, and maybe you'll want to stick around. So, have fun with the double steel imperial dragon that watches you as you sleep, and continue on in your life.